So I have this involuntary defense mechanism that triggers every time the Giants are in dire need of help. And in this movie, the main protagonists, they're all Eagles fans. Damn Eagles fans!
I'm ready.
I feel motivated. I don't feel so angry all the time.
The whole time you're rooting for this Hemingway guy to survive the war and to be with the woman that he loves.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Welcome to MaffmanJones Reviews, and today's featured movie is for Silver Linings Playbook. Silver Linings Playbook is directed by David O. Russell, who directed The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale. And this film stars Bradley Cooper, Robert De Niro, and Jennifer Lawrence. The plot revolves around Bradley Cooper's character, who just got out of the loony bin at the beginning of the film, and it's been a little over 8 months, and he's trying to recuperate and get back on track, and he has bipolar disorder, and it really affected him, and it still affects him now. His family's kind of crazy, his mother's very overprotective, but in a good way, and his father, Robert De Niro, is a big, superstitious Eagles fan. So he's just trying to make good for himself, and he has the false motivation that his wife, Nikki, will fall back in love with him after he's better. And as he tries to do this, he meets Jennifer Lawrence's character, who also has her own problems. And from here on out, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence try to help out each other's problems, and along the way, maybe connect in a little more intimate way. Now, I can't lie, I can't say I was excited for this movie, because I really wasn't. I had no idea what this movie was until a couple months ago, and I saw the trailer and it looked intriguing, it looked okay. And Bradley Cooper up to this point hasn't really done anything dramatic. He's been in the Hangover movies. I remember back in the day when he was the tough asshole douchebag from Wedding Crashers, and it was the smallest role, and now he's like a lead anchor in cinema, and that's crazy. In the end, I can't say that I loved it, but I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought this movie is definitely one of the best of the year. Moving forward, I thought the acting in this movie was superb. Let me just mention really quick, there's a little role by Chris Tucker, and I haven't not seen Chris Tucker since, I don't know, since forever. The actress who played the mother was very good, but I have to say, all 3 performances from Robert De Niro, Jennifer Lawrence, and especially Bradley Cooper were Oscar-worthy. And Robert De Niro had his best performance in years. Jennifer Lawrence had her best performance since Winterbone, which she won an Oscar for a couple of years ago. And Bradley Cooper stepped out of his comfort zone for this movie. And in the end, he pulled off his best performance of his career yet. And I really believe that he had bipolar disorder. I did not know what he would do next. He really sold it well, because his character in particular was very unpredictable, and I had no idea what he was going to do next. Going into the screenplay, into the dialogue, I thought the screenplay was very tightly written. I thought it was written well, it was very cohesive, everything wrapped up by the end of the movie. There was barely any plot holes, although the movie gets a little cliched towards the end. And the dialogue between characters in this movie was also very different, but it was also very engaging. It had a very witty, quickly paced Aaron Sorkin type feel, while also having this charmful feeling that you would get from a normal Christmas movie. The directing by David O. Russell was pretty fantastic. I thought that he carried this movie well, because you could tell that he got the best performances out of everybody. The framing of the camera and everything was also very interesting. There's a lot of cool zoom outs and shots that I don't normally see in a movie, but they were utilized well. One quick mention for one important thing in this movie that I really enjoyed: Jennifer Lawrence's ass. Continue. This movie was very surprising in every way, because I had no idea what would happen next. And towards the end, it gets into that Christmas cliche where everything turns out for the better and everything wraps up well. What I'm trying to say is that it was executed well, so therefore it was very heartwarming and satisfying as a conclusion to this film. And I'm really glad it ended that way, because I don't think it would have been a good idea to end it on a sour note. There are 2 or 3 different aspects to this movie character-wise that keep it together. But the core aspect is between Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence's character's relationship. Bradley Cooper has these mood swings, and he'll just say anything that's on his mind. And Jennifer Lawrence, she's a little more subdued at first, but if you get to her bad side, she will explode. And just watching these 2 interact, and get closer with each other. It was fascinating. Silver Linings Playbook is a very interesting movie that goes to some very dark places and brings up some very interesting points and actually has some underlying themes, I would believe. And the movie is, you could definitely tell by the end of this movie is very Christmassy and actually has a very cool Christmas vibe. And this would be a decent movie for an adult family to watch during the holiday season because it's rated R and some adulterating things occur. I'm going to give Silver Linings Playbook 4 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend you watch this. This video was brought to you by Marker Texture. Seriously though, Marker Texture is a project that my friend is trying to get going. He has a thing going on Kickstarter. It's ending. Its deadline is on December 5th, and they're trying to raise $8,000. I'm just going to put the link down below and you could check it out, and if you really enjoy it and you want to buy one for your family or for your mother, father, sister, brother, dog, aunt, family, then you could. So if you're planning on seeing Silver Linings Playbook, or you already have, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also check out my Facebook and Twitter accounts on my channel itself. I am John from MaffmanJones Reviews. I thought it would be very interesting if Joe Pesci just showed up out of nowhere in like a Giants uniform and be like, "Hey, the Giants beat the Eagles." Yeah. And then Robert De Niro just shot him in the face in front of everybody, and then Bradley Cooper would be like, "What'd you do that for?" See you next time.
This is what I believe to be true. You have to do everything you can, and if you stay positive, you have a shot at a silver lining.